Kai's World by Lenyfer Garrido. Kai heard the chirping of the birds. He jumped out of bed and stood in front of his mirror. He saw himself as a dark shadow cast on his room. Kai straightened his beaded blanket before he ran downstairs. Kai ate his breakfast. He stared at the toy train on the dining table. Since Kai was 5 years old, he had played with toy trains. He could remember all the names of his train engines with a glance. "Mom, I'm done eating." Mum patted Kai's head and said, "Good job. Now we'll go to the downtown train station." "Yes!" Kai exclaimed. "Finally I get to ride on the train." Kai felt his heart beating a little bit faster than usual. He fumbled with his shoelaces. Kai grabbed his toy train and put it in his backpack. On the bus to the train station, Kai took out the toy train. He put it in the shirt pocket near his heart and pressed it tight. Kai felt shaky. He held on to Mum's hand as he stepped from the platform onto the train. The train started to move and screech. Kai covered his ears and grinned. The screeches got louder and louder as the train moved faster. Kai pressed both his ears harder. The movement of the train made his breakfast go up and down in his stomach. Kai leaned back. Mum asked, "Are you feeling dizzy?" Kai nodded. Kai saw people with blank stares. He felt alone. It was nearly too much for him. He wanted the train to stop. Finally, the train slowed and the screeching stopped. They had arrived downtown. They got off the train and walked a bit so Kai could get some fresh air. Then they went into Mum's favorite diner. Mum and Kai enjoyed their lunch and ordered an extra sandwich for later. On the way back to the train station, Kai saw a shadow casting over his head. He kept walking, but the tall shadow kept following. Kai grabbed his mum's hand tightly. He slowly turned around. Kai saw a tall, homeless man. The man wore an old checkered shirt. His pants were dirty and faded. He hadn't combed his hair or shaved in a long time. Kai saw other people passing and avoiding him. Kai looked at the homeless man, and the man stared back. Kai looked away, but the homeless man kept walking with them. Suddenly the man came close with his hand open and his palm reaching out. The man said, "Please help me, please." Ever since he was young, Kai found communicating his feelings to be very difficult. In this moment, Kai saw a reflection of himself, a lonely and misunderstood person. Kai got his sandwich out of his backpack. He gave the sandwich to the man. Then, without hesitation, he reached into his shirt pocket for his toy train and held it out to the man. Kai stared back at the man while he and his mum went down the escalator. The man held the toy train and the sandwich in both hands and stared down at them with surprise. This time, Kai entered the train without feeling shaky. Kai stared at his shadow. This time he noticed the bright light all around him. The end.